Hello everyone, this is Joanna and I am back with like my second video for this evening. My first one is still uploading and I will probably wait until it uploads before I share this one. But this one is because I went out and I got some snacks. I was feeling snacky, y'all. Plus, I wanted to go ahead and get my snacks out of the way for when I go to work this weekend, even though it's only Tuesday, but these days fly fast. And then I'll get the drinks at some other time. I figured if I went out, I could go ahead and just get something for lunch. And I'm going to share with you what I got, as I also go ahead and put it up. The first thing that I had is these Grippos. Grippos are here where I live, and I think, where are they made at, y'all? They're not made. I always thought these were made here. And then I learned they were made in Cincinnati. These come in plain. I think they come in a few flavors like sour cream and onion, but these are the most popular. These and the plain ones. The pizza shops sell you these with your pizza if that's what you want. These chips are barbecue. It says barbecue, right? They used to have just a little bit of spice on them, and I ate these or I'd show you them. In fact, the next time if you want to see, I'll show you the bag if you don't already know, or I'll post it on Instagram. They are the only potato chip company that I know of over the years. And they did this back when we were still in later years of high school. One or two chips would be highly spiced and the rest would be dull. Now the whole bag, y'all, is highly spiced. And these things are hot. It says barbecue, but they are hot. That fire indicates to me they are hot. We had a nurse at my job that I loved. She was from the Philippines. She was eating them one day, and I said, "Aren't those chips hot? Because yours are red." She said, "It's not hot, it's barbecue." Now, mind you, all the while, my ears were burning. I'm talking burning hot, smoking. I'm sucking on ice cubes. It's like I could feel the tendrils of smoke coming out of my ears, literally. They are good and tasty, though. I ate these at the bus stop and drank a little bit of my water there. Now, from the store so far, I did go ahead and get some bread because I got some lunch meat. I got Pringles. Now, I did get two Pringles. Let me see if I can find one because I'll probably tear into one tonight, and then sometimes I take these to work. Now, I did get some lunch meat, which is salami, and that was buy one, get one. And I normally, when I want salami or even that one called olive loaf and bologna, normally I don't like that anymore. I don't hate it, but I don't eat it because it's something that was set before me all the time as a kid. But every once in a while, I get a flavor for it and the mustard. So even though I love my Pringles, I want these kind of chips with that sandwich. And these are the Jay's Ridges. They had the Jay's barbecue ridges that I don't see in our store anymore that I loved with that ham sandwich that I like to make. And for a minute, all the J's was out of the store, but since they're back, I do keep looking for the barbecue ones, but they only have the plain ones. They too made a hot chip called Hot Stuff. My brother would tear those up. He was 5 years younger than me. He was like 6, 7, and 8 eating those things. And I'm going to tell y'all, I couldn't stand one. So the other thing I got that I'm going to try is I've been wanting our Donut Bank cream cheese Danish or cherry Danish. I've been wanting to go up there and get a couple of Danishes and a couple of, I think they're called fruit fritters, but they don't really put the fruit in them anymore. They used to have apples and pecans in them, and now that's gone, but they're still good. And so I saw this and I figured I'd try it out. Even though it's store brand, I'm going to try it out, y'all. I got the mustard that I needed because I swear I feel like my mustard dries out. I just bought mustard and it's dry. I got some Doritos. Funny thing is, these are my son's favorite Doritos. I like Doritos, but not like I used to. And I cannot stand for them to be eaten in a closed-in space. I swear to God, they stink. But when I eat them, I do eat them away from people because I really feel like these smell bad. But I will say this. Those Doritos that I had that were called queso, because the only ones at Schnucks is Sriracha, the Cool Ranch I loved when I was 18. They had a barbecue one that wasn't bad, but I loved those queso Doritos. If I could find some of those in this size bag, especially at the $3.99 that these were today, y'all, I would get 3 bags. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I found that little bag I had at Walmart, and I got it that day. But I'm really hoping these appear in another grocery store because I've told you how I feel about Walmart, food from Walmart. But I'm hoping maybe Meijer has them. And I have tried Googling them and I'm not finding much. But those queso Doritos, if you can get your hands on them, they are delicious. I did go ahead and get another Country Crock butter, right? And the funny thing is, y'all, even though I went out and bought junk food, do y'all know that I stayed within my budget, which was funny? I just didn't want to spend over $70. And usually when I don't want to spend over a set amount of money, y'all, I spend like $50, $60 over that. And she said that my total was like $66, so 67. So I stayed under what I was trying to do. So let me put some of this up and I'll share the rest of it with you. Y'all, I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode. Let me hurry up before something cuts in here. So I went ahead and got a couple of different TV dinners. I'm going to try this. I try to get the ones that I don't have to vent too much and don't have to do too much to, that I can cook at work. And I get this one all the time. I've had it the last few weekends and I kind of wanted to change it up a little bit. But these are the kind that you just vent and you put them in there for maybe like 4 or 5 minutes, stir them, and then heat them up a few more minutes. So I'm going to give those two a try because I've never had this one. But these two I've had all the time. And the salami was buy one, get one. I was going to leave it, but like I said, I can freeze one. So that the next time that I decide that I want a salami sandwich, I won't have to go out and buy any. I can just go ahead and unfreeze it. Now, I do feel like the only reason, y'all, that I stayed on budget was because I didn't get all of my drinks. Normally, I get my tea, I get a mini pack of soda, I get some of those canned coffees, the things that normally weigh my bag. So I will be going after some mini sodas and some tea, probably the day that I do laundry, because that'll limit what I had to carry instead of carrying all this. But I did go ahead and get me some almonds. I didn't see the natural at first, and I was about to pick up the lightly salted. You've heard me say that when it comes to certain nuts, I prefer them natural. The almonds, the pecans, hazelnuts, the Brazil nuts, anything that's in that Christmas mix of nuts, I got used to those like they were. Now, I will eat salted almonds and some, like I like normal peanut salted, cashew salted, that kind of thing. But when it comes to the ones that are in that Christmas pack, especially almonds, I prefer them natural because I just like the way they taste. This is my third go around with these. When I send my friend a box, I'm going to send her a snack box. I actually want to send her these 3 things right here because I like these. Now, these are mine. Stingy me. I ain't ready to send that package off yet. In hers, I'm going to include smokehouse almonds, and I'm going to include the pretzels that she likes and the Snickers popcorn. But I like these little almond crackers. They were kind of odd, but they were good. So I thought I'd try the pecan ones. I wanted to get some rice cakes. But y'all, why were they charging $7? It's like they've gone up on certain things. And I think that the things that don't sell well, food and snack wise, they make it a lower price. And I'm almost leery. And then the good things that they know people get a lot of. And I'm sure that rice cakes, whether they be in bag form or those thicker ones, are very popular for people's lunches, kids' lunches, our lunches. I mean, it just didn't make any sense. Rice cakes were always something that I found for $2.99 and $3.99. And today they were $7.59. And I like the tomato basil one that I shared with you on here a while ago. I like the caramel, the chocolate. I don't really get too many of the regular ones. That tomato basil is as close as I come to regular. I don't get like the cheddar, the white cheddar. I thought that I would love a white cheddar rice cake one time and I hated it. My daughter was 6 and she loved them. I prefer the sweet ones, but that tomato basil is really, really good. So again, I've had the almond nut thins. They don't really taste like almonds, but they're supposed to be made, I guess, out of, I don't know if it's almond flour or what the deal is, but I wanted to try the pecan ones. These I like. I wanted to, I don't remember if I tried the cinnamon ones or not. I think I got the salted caramel, but when I can, I'm going to go back and get one of each of those anyway. But I like this birthday cake one. When I first got these, I said that I thought they were little shortbread cookies and I was disappointed. And then one day I got a taste for them. These are mini rice cakes with birthday flavored drizzle on them. So I'll get my friend a couple of those. And they still have the strawberry. They have the raspberry. But I really prefer this coconut, especially with my cups of coffee. And this was for nostalgia. Now, I used to love Chips Ahoy when I was 18. In fact, I would drink a quart of milk and eat a pack of Chips Ahoy. Every day almost. Didn't gain any weight because I wasn't eating nothing else. And that milk, I'm sure that it was the milk that gave me my protein, my nutrients, and everything. I was a nice size. But I just love the flavor of Chips Ahoy. Then somewhere along the line, I started loving the Keebler Chips Deluxe. I don't see those anymore. They used to be sold all the time when I was 18, and they actually outsold Chips Ahoy. And now that I'm looking at this, I don't know if they were always Nabisco. What is Keebler? Keebler is different from Nabisco, isn't it? Nabisco made cameos that I loved, and they don't make them anymore. The company said they do. We don't have them here. And then the Keebler Chips Deluxe actually started outselling the Chips Ahoy. It was crispy but moist, hard to explain, and this one was all crispy, but I loved both of them. But I started getting the Chips Deluxe more than anything my late teen years. So y'all, I think that's it. I think that's all that I got. I just wanted to share these little bit of snacks with you. And hopefully my other video hurries up and loads. And I'm thankful I didn't lose any of this. There was a car wreck out here, y'all. Nobody was hurt as far as a fatality. But the girl that was, I guess, trying to turn ended up going to the hospital in the ambulance. So don't really know. I'm thinking she's the one that was at fault, but it was still sad. There was a toddler involved, looked like a 2, almost 3 year old. But again, there was no blood or nothing like that. They cleaned up the street. The police came, the fire people came, an ambulance came, tow trucks came. And 30 minutes later, you walk outside, it was like nothing happened. But the sad part was, after the wreck hit, each car moved. And I don't know the rules on that. But the one car that I think was at fault when it moved, I think that the person was so nervous that they ran into the little pole that was right there. It didn't do any more damage. It's just that they ran into the pole, I think, because they were so nervous. And the first thing she did was get out of her car with that baby. So, like I said, no fatalities. I'm glad of that. Thankful. And my prayers are with both sides of them. I know a car wreck is horrible insurance wise and all that. So, anyway, that was it. Until the next time, everyone have a great night.